Oh, I've got to give you permission. There we go. Hi, everybody, and welcome to. Hold on. What is it? It's not even a new edition, is it?
It's just a chat.
All right. Right. Usa. I was going to say a new edition of Leadership Revealed because that's what I normally.
Whenever I do a podcast, I've got a sign that says, "Remember to record, you effing idiot," because I've forgotten so many times. So I've got it on my desk here. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Let's get cracked on. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this Zoom chat between myself, John Paul, and Jerry Lyons. The table have turned somewhat because Jerry is a very big interview of other people, and I thought I'd ask him if I could interview him for once. So with that in mind, hello, Jerry, how are you?
I'm all right, mate. How's it going?
Very well, very well. So I thought we'd turn the tables a little bit. I'm going to be the Parkinson. I'm going to be asking you the questions, and you're going to have to give me the answers. Yeah. No holds barred. Truth, here we come.
Yeah.
So listen, you're a very popular figure in the estate agency and letting agency world, and the Content Club has been around. Well, we're celebrating your second birthday soon, aren't we?
Second birthday, 1st of September. When I think we're gonna air this. Yeah, second birthday.
Great. So where did the idea of the Content Club come from?
So I've probably been writing blogs. I actually, my first ever estate agent blog was in 2012. Because a friend of mine reminded me about it. He's got an estate. Well, he had an estate agency. He sold it in London in 2012, just after Charlotte was born. That's how I can remember then. And then I did bits and bobs. Probably about 2014, I started doing loads more blogs for estate agents. So the idea happened from then. And then around about the same time, I did a product called Blog in a Box, which was 30, and a few of my members now bought it. That's how I think Alan Batt and I know Aaron Kirk, there's a few members that bought this Blog in a Box, and it was 30 blogs in one hit. And people bought the rights to it. So the same model, postcode exclusivity, that sort of thing. And to be honest with you, JP, I was just getting by. I was just doing enough to get by. Mm-hmm. And then it got to a point in sort of, I think, August 2019, I was sitting on a sun lounger on holiday. I think, I can't keep going on like this. I mean, I had renewed energy because I gave up drinking. So that just gave me a shitload of energy. I'm quite energetic at the best of times. I'm sitting on this sun lounger and I thought, right, what can I do? What can I do that my heart's going to be into? I'm very, and I think you know me well enough. My heart's not in it. I can't force it. Do you know what I mean? I can't fake it, sorry. And I can't force that emotion. I thought, you know what about a membership model? You know, I do a blog a week, and that's how it started off. So I'll go to a few people I know in the industry and say, I'm thinking of setting up this club. It's going to be a blog a week. What do you reckon? And I went to 10 people, and 9 of them signed up and said, yeah, I'd go for that straight away. So I thought, there's ground, and this is good. And my original aim was, if I get up to 30 members, I'd be happy. Do you know what I mean? I said that to Wendy, and we had this discussion in the house. And then we just started getting it out there. The articles were going out there, but I was doing loads of content marketing myself. That's when because some people said, well, I've only saw you. Some people know I've been around for a while, but others think I just came to life in the last 2 years. But really, that's when the content marketing that I send out my blogs, be more active on Facebook, be active on LinkedIn and that sort of thing. So from that start in August, September 2019, we launched. That was the very first blogs. But it grew. And then in March, we added lettings to it because it was originally just sales. March, we added lettings. And then obviously in March, we had lockdown, we were up to, I think, I made a note, 50 members in March. So we'd gone from 0 to 50 pretty quickly in 6 months. But then lockdown came, and I think I had 4 people cancel their membership over the course of a weekend. I thought, this is it. We're dead. Do you remember? I rang you, go, I'm scared.
Yeah. I think we all were, though, Jerry. It wasn't just you. I mean, obviously I do coaching and stuff, and I had a few people panic, and I know you did. And I think it was how you reacted to that. So do you want to share what you did and how the challenges in lockdown were?
You know what, this is going to sound so weird. The best thing that ever happened to our business was lockdown, by a mile. And probably even personally, I think it was good thing with hindsight. It was a horrible thing, obviously, because people lost people, and I had people who were seriously ill, my family, and that, thank God they came through. But I instinctively thought, right, you know what? Everyone's at home. Everyone's at home. This is the best time to put out content, because you have got an audience that are just, they've got nothing else to do. They ain't going to the pub, they ain't going to football, they're not going to take their kids to school even, you know.
Yeah.
So we up the content for no charge at all. You know, like we said to our members, this is a great time. We're going to do a piece of content every day. And back then it was me, I was doing all the content. I was writing everything. So I was really, really busy. But I think I needed it because there was other stuff going on, and I needed mentally to keep my mind off stuff. So what happened during that period is, and we said to a couple of members, there was a couple of members that had just started their business, and we said, you know what, because they were, I said, just have it for free. Have the content for free until you're ready to pay for it. And to be fair to them, the three that we said that to all came back when May opened up and the money started coming in, and they've been with us ever since. So to give you an idea of that lockdown period for us, we went from like 50 going into lockdown, and when we came out of lockdown, sort of mid-May it was, wasn't it? So we had 102. So we doubled our size. But there's a good lesson here, I think, for anyone listening to this as an estate agent. We upped our marketing spend, because property industry, they were giving away adverts like 250 quid. They normally charge 750 quid. And I thought, God, I'll have a bit of that. And I think we did 5 or 6 with them. And it was just like ding, ding, ding. And the membership count was just going ding, 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 going up and up and up. So that was really good. But we just put out so much content during that time. And you might know the phrase, but it's, you know, when you do something, you don't expect the consequence to be that, but the consequence is actually good. I think there's a phrase for it. But because we were helping the members and giving them content every day, the amount of people we had come to us say, I see you're doing, I don't know, like Steve Frost in Chelmsford, I see you're doing his content. I've asked him how he's managing to put out so much stuff, and he said you. That happened about 5 times to us, where people said, I've spoken to this agent, asking where they get their content from. They said you. So that was a consequence. We didn't think that would happen, but it was just, I think we did the right thing, and we got paid back for it.
Yeah, I think we spoke about, was like compassionate content. It really, you put out there, you help your members, and they paid you back in spades. You know, a double in lockdown is a phenomenal achievement.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
So what other challenges were there in lockdown?
I think it was more personal ones for us, because when he was a bit poorly, it was that work's not. I don't really see, if the work's got to be done, it's got to be done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And after that initial panic up I had, I just thought, you know what, sod it. I'm just going to go for it. And then we went for it. And I think the members realised I was on their side. Yeah. I think that's the thing. I want anyone I deal with, if I work with you, it's a bit like a sports team. If I work with you, I feel part of your team. Yeah. So if you're a member of my club, I want you to be the #1 agent in your area, and I'll do all I can to help you. I think that came across during lockdown. You know, like I thought, listen, you need anything from me, I'm here to help you. And I remember a couple of members just wanted to chat. Do you know what I mean? I'd be a shit counsellor. my advice is always just dig a little deeper. It's rubbish advice. It's rubbish advice. Get it off your chest. You know what I mean? But yeah, but it was that really. Just we're on your side. It was personal challenges. It weren't really work. Work's got to be done. It's got to be done. You got to have that attitude to it. Yeah. And you're either going to moan about it or roll your sleeves up and just steam into it. Yeah.
There's a big theme that runs through the way you run your business and you as a person, that's like helping other people. And I think that can be absolutely epitomized no more than the Karma Club. Do you want to tell, I mean, I'm sure most people watching this know what the Karma Club is, but for those that don't, just explain what it is and how it works.
So the Karma Club was always an idea, and it was based off one of my first business that went well. I did have a market stall that didn't go as well. We were selling imported merchandise, football merchandise from the Far East. Not the most legal stuff.
and not the bestseller, I imagine.
You know what? It sold quite well. Some of it sold quite well, but that's a hard game. The markets, the best fun I've ever had working was on the market stalls. But anyway, so from the markets, I went to removals, and then during the removals, we set up a business, went really well, called Wise Move Removals, and we did this thing where we gave 10% of a move back to, I think it was Shelter at the time. It was a homeless charity. Yeah,
Shelter.
it might not have been Shelter. It was something. It was their like housing crisis or something like that. I just can't remember. And that was for a year, but that went really well. And I thought, yeah, this is good because we felt good about what we were doing, and the message it sent to our clients was really good as well. You know, that we weren't just all about trying to make as much money as possible. We were actually giving back. So I said to Andy, with the Content Club, I just need to think of a way that we can give back. And I like brands like Innocent and Patagonia, you know, like I think they're called purpose brands. They've got a purpose behind the brand, maybe Patagonia more than Innocent now. So the Karma Club, I just thought, right, okay, what we could do is we've got members. We take a £5 out of their membership. It's not coming out of their pocket ultimately. It's like coming out of our bottom line. We put it into a community kitty, and then we distribute it at the end of the month and we say, look, if you've got a hospice you want to support in your neck of the woods, you want to donate 100 quid to them, we'll match fund that. So, or you've got a sports club, or you've got a local museum was one we've had recently, local volunteering museum, somebody wanted to give 100 quid to that, and we said, yeah, fine, we'll match fund you. So it just went from there really, and then the figures got up. I think the first month we gave away something like 300 quid because that was how many members were in, and now we're up to about 625 is about our average, but we always top it up with 700 or 650 round numbers. Recently we got shortlisted in the Agents Givings Awards for the best companies, best supplier fundraising category. It's just gone from there really. I think we're on target. Well, we're going to hit this month, September, £15,000 in 2 years of giving away. So we gave away 15 grand, but that's been match funded. So the great thing about that is all these little groups, and we always say to people, try and give it to the smaller groups. You know, like the Dogs Trust is one of the best supported charities in the country. Same with the Cats Trust, same with a lot of the big cancer charities and that sort of thing. They're very well funded. It's the little community groups that you want to be giving. So with the match funding, it's £30,000 of donations that have been handed out.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So in order to do that, you need more members. So how have you used your product, which is content marketing, to grow your members and to grow your personal profile, which obviously allows you to do the Karma Club?
Just getting out there all the time. There's no silver bullet with content. Somebody rang me last week, actually. She's not a member, but she just rang for a bit of advice. She's a nice woman. I haven't got a member in that area, so I thought, I'll give her a half hour of my time. And she said, I'm putting out content, but I've been doing it for 3 months. I've won a couple of instructions. That's blinded. She's a letting agent. Exactly. That's what I said. That's really good. And she went, yeah, but I look at, and she said another agent. I went, yes, but they've been doing it for a couple of years and they are relentless. That's why we produce so much content for our members. Some other organizations, they'll produce 1 piece of content a week. We produce 5. And that is because I genuinely believe the key to content is keep being seen, keep being seen, keep being seen. I mean, Chris Watkin, rival friend of mine, he's out there all the time. That's why everyone knows him. So we took a leaf out of his book, me on a personal brand, and yourself, you're always out there, you know, with your posts, you're very consistent. So I'd say the main thing is that we've built the content marketing, the Content Club, of practicing what we preach and being consistent. Content marketing is all about getting out there. It's all about helping people. Try and be interesting. Be yourself. Don't be something that you're not. You've got to be authentic in your posts. And it just sort of went from there, really. That's how we've managed. And don't get me wrong, sometimes, and we're back on it now, but when the club was really busy and we were signing up people left, right and centre, and we were sort of bedding new people in to work with us, like We've got Jess, we've got Amanda, we've got Suki, we've got Bronwyn, Adam, Benny. Benny's a key part of it.
These are all your staff and subcontractors that you work with.
Yeah, all freelancers that we've introduced. So that was part of it as well. So I've gone from doing everything myself for the first, I don't know, probably a year, and just start flogging myself to death, and then start getting people in, because obviously then you've got a little bit more money to spend on things like that. So you can afford to get a Canva expert on board and the proofreaders on board and some more journalists to help out as well. So
you've also very cleverly as well, though, haven't you? Since I've known you, what you've done is you've worked yourself to capacity, and then when you said, right, I can't do any more, let's outsource something. So you got Bronwyn on board, then you got Jess on board, then you realised that Canva or design wasn't your forte, so you got Benny on board. So you do bring in the help you need, and I think a lot of estate agents, letting agents can learn from that.
Yeah, well, definitely. I'm a big believer in it. Was it that £10, £20 an hour job?
Yeah.
It's like I'd never get my head around this, right? If an estate agent, unless they love writing blogs, why on earth would you spend 3 hours? I've heard somebody say it took them 3 hours to write a 500-word blog. It'd take me about an hour tops.
Yeah.
Take Bronwyn hour tops, Suki hour tops, because they're trained journalists. They've been writing for years. So is your hourly rate as an estate agent, like, is it worth it? Like our membership broken down to one blog, it'd be like 12 quid. For most people, 12, 20 quid if you looked at what you're paying as a membership. Even less. It's even less. So if your hourly rate £10 an hour, and you're going to spend 3 hours, so that's 30 quid. Just get somebody to do it for you who can probably do it better. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know any estate agents that can write a blog as well as anyone in our team or most of the other professionals out there, content people that do it. Because that's not their forte. I couldn't sell a house. I couldn't let a house. So, you know what I mean? I'd be rubbish at that. But like, here's the keys.
Yeah. We've had conversations before. It is crazy how people in business won't outsource things, or they won't give it to everybody else. I think it's a control issue that they want to control. Enjoying something, I'll be honest, it's almost irrelevant in business. It's not whether you enjoy it or not. It's what's best for the business. Unless you don't want to grow the business, that's fine. If you want to write blogs and not grow the business and potentially miss business because you're in your little dark room writing blogs, or miss evaluation, or miss growing the business, or whatever, that's fine. But unless you don't want to scale, you've got to use other people.
Yeah. And I think that's that point about outsourcing can also be, and I see it sometimes in your group, where like we paid for legal documents. We paid quite a lot of money to get legal documents done. And then I see things like people say, oh, can I have a copy of that? No chance. Unless you're a member. If you're a member, you've got a chance to be saying, right, here, have a look at it. But what I would advise is get your own one done.
Yeah.
But I see it sometimes in your group where an estate agent will turn around and go, oh, can I have a copy of that? You think, well, hold on. It's my intellectual property, right? Invest in your business. Don't take from other people. It's just, and whenever I see people make them sort of posts, I think they are not the person I'm working with. No. Because they don't invest in their business. So why should I invest in my time in their business?
I remember having a debate with somebody. It was on a different forum. It was completely non-property related, and it was another business I was involved in. And I saw this question, and I said, you need to either save up and do it, get your own, or not be in business. And they said, well, that was a bit harsh. I went, no, it's not really. If you can't afford the legal documents that are going to keep your business safe, then you haven't got the financial backing that you need to run that business. Best advice I ever got off my first ever mentor was, whatever industry you're in, whatever business you're in, just make sure you know the law. Right. And you can't outsource your legal responsibility, so you've got to know the law and just keep yourself safe. That's why we've never been to a tribunal. We've you can count on your thumbs how many little ombudsman claims we've lost for a couple £100 here and there. It's just because we keep ourselves legally sound, and I think that's really important. So the fact that you've done it with your legal documents is a really, really positive thing for your business.
Yeah, and we've got to give Jess a big shout out about that, because she's a former solicitor. Jess does the proofreading and the content scheduling. She's brilliant, and she was one, and you mentioned it as well. So now we're covered. We've got terms and conditions in place. We've got cease and desist letters, which are important for us because we get our content nicked every now and then. Not as bad as it used to be until we sort of made a point of, I think, getting the word out there that we're going to go after you. Not just that, you might get embarrassed by us, because we will call you out. Do you know what I mean? If you're a dick, nick the stuff, we will call you out. So yeah, we're definitely, like, in those 2 years, we've gone from, I think a load of business owners will know this. That first year is about everything down to me. So I'm doing everything. I'm driving myself mad. And slowly but surely, starting, right, hold on, they can do that, and we've got a little system to do this, and let's outsource that, and let's put some money into this, and we try to grow it that way.
Yeah. You're a very big sort of advocate of the exclusivity model.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Do you want to tell everybody why is that, and how that has benefited your business?
Right. So, and I think it's only down to, we don't want to take over the world. So we can scale our business to a very good level using the postcode exclusivity mark, right? Because estate agents are so territorial. Chris Watkin uses that model. A couple of others use that model, but a couple of others don't. So say me and you are an agent in the same town, and we're using a content creator or a marketing company that produce sort of templated stuff, but don't protect you with postcodes. Me and you've got the same content, and we're pumping out the same message. It's going to confuse the audience, your target market. You think, well, I'm sure I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
From them, and it's like, if you've got A and B having the same content, the winner is C, if they can have different content.
Yeah.
From an agency point of view. And I look sometimes and I just think, even if I had a software company, producing stuff for estate agents, I would somehow try and factor it in that it's postcode exclusive. It may maybe come at a premium, but even then I would do that.
Just keep the advantage.
Yeah, I think keep the advantage. It just makes total sense to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of other companies that do what we do now are doing that model. A couple ain't. But for me, if I was an estate agent, I always try and think of the customer or the client. What would they want? And if I was an estate agent, I do not want any of my products that I buy off you, Jerry, in the hands of my competitors. So that goes to prospecting letter packs, to e-guides, to the weekly content. Everything we do is area exclusive.
But what you do is, which again I quite like, is you'll offer it to your members, say the prospecting pack, because you do prospecting letters, you do prospecting texts, which I've never heard anybody doing, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah,
that's
quite a new thing that as well that we've been doing.
Classic, because if you think about it, was it 25% or 20 to 25% is a good open rate for an email, but 98% is a good open rate for a text. But yet we don't send text. And text is, if you want to view and text us on this number or click this link, but you've sort of worded it a lot better than that. But in regard to that, you'll offer it to your members, and if they say no, then you'll offer it out to other people.
So there's always a month window.
Yeah.
So if we launch an e-guide on June the 1st, the members have got to July the 1st to let us know if they want it or not, and then it goes out, because I just think it's fair and it's part of the membership, and they'll get a discount as well.
Yeah,
on our product. Because ultimately, I've worked out we can have a good solid business just on the back of our members. We don't want to be all things, you're great on growth and acquisition and all that sort of stuff, which is great. But that's your way, that's what you want, and that's what your business partner wants. But with me, I'm more like, right, let's keep it like this, but let's make sure we've always got enough money in the bank to pay everyone that we owe. That's my first thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Always pay your way. And we also need money. Did you hear the dog barking then? I need doggy daycare.
If I shake my head and say no, we never heard him bark 3 times, would that help you?
So our business plan, and what we want to keep doing at the moment, is keep looking after the members, because they look after the business. Keep looking after the people that work for us. Keep doing our bit for the community, but we're going to add technical stuff that, we are really going to improve our how we do things technically. And I'm already in conversations with the likes of Alex Evans, there's certain stuff he can do. Rob Brady's another one I've spoken to about that. We're going to improve on that side of the business, technological stuff, technology. I can't even say it. Technological. That's the word, isn't it? Technological.
So the future of the club is really safe then, is it? It's all about, the growth, providing more stuff for the members, improving the services.
I think you can never say safe, because that sort of makes you. I'd be a bit complacent, and I do know there's a couple of people in this business, when they got complacent, and then they've had somebody run past them, and then they have to play catch up where they were in the dominant position before. So we won't be complacent. That's why we've added things like the now members get a piece of content every day.
Yeah.
3 written articles a week and 2 videos a week, depending on your package. So we won't be complacent, but it's about, listen, we're up to 117, 18 members, give or take. Somebody drops out, somebody comes in, that sort of stuff. So it's always around about that. If we got it up to 140, that's probably the whole of the UK covered where possible. You know, like you would always have little gaps where it's a village in the back of beyond that there's no estate, there's not internet, let alone an estate agent. So we won't worry about them. But if we get up to that point, then it's good. It's good.
Brilliant. Jerry, it's been great to talk to you and get a bit of an insight about everything else that makes the business and makes you tick. And I'm sure you keep on doing what you're doing. The business, the Content Club's going to be a huge success.
Can I just say one thing that was in my head when I was talking there? Agents focus on Google reviews as well. Yeah. I really do think that, like now, I was out and about the other day somewhere in a place in Brighton. I was looking for a coffee, and I've done this loads of times. This is just one example. Looking for a coffee. I've got 4 options around me where I am. I go, right, I'm going to go with the one with the highest rating. I didn't look at the reviews, and I think I just went with the one with the highest rating. So I think it's really important.
Quick story. I won't do the whole story, but when me and Gemma went away for a weekend, it was 3 nights, did exactly the same thing. First night, we followed her recommendation based on Google review. Second night, it was in Venice, so the houses are like that, so you couldn't get it. And I just said, oh, let's pop in here. She was saying, oh, no, let's have a look at the Google reviews. Couldn't find it. Went in, food was terrible, and they absolutely charged a fortune. As soon as we got back to the hotel where you could get signal, all the reviews were like terrible. They'll waste. So I was in the doghouse for the rest of the holiday. So I definitely know what you mean about the Google review.
And right, here's a point. I've made this point before, right? Imagine if we do that, buying a lunch. What lunch? 50 quid, or in my case, a coffee and a sandwich, a tenner tops. Yeah. What would people be doing? The smart people be doing when it's their biggest potential way of making money by selling their house.
Yeah.
You know, you imagine if you're going to Google review a sandwich, you're sure as shit going to Google review an estate agent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Makes sense. Jerry, thanks again, my friend. Well done, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you very much, mate.